finding, of course, finding my points of contact. I'm stepping, I'm preparing, but in my my stance, my hip transmission, I have the ability to launch right with my surface area. And not only am I doing that, am I going to launch forward, but I need to change an orbit of my belt for power that aligns not only my arm in position, trying to get better energy into him, but also in an angle that's going to be safer for me.
Okay, where's your strike going to hit?
So it's going to hit right as I need here.
So you're going to use it on the stomach, or the groin, okay?
Yeah, correct. So depending on the situation, right, the angle of the incidence, then my targets of opportunity can be different. But as written, I'm right in here with the option to hook and rip out.
Okay, all right. So you first.
Yes, sir.
Good. Okay, now, what determines the angle of incidence, the angle which this connects? What determines it?
Where he's on the clock.
Well, that's one way to position it, but what determines it, you stay there, I move him up the circle. Right about here. Okay. Now, do the next one. Is it good? Or is it move on?
No, it's
Okay, don't stay right there. All right, now if I move it here to 3, now
definitely not.
that do it's too much stress here, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You break your own arm, right? Okay, now watch this. Good. Get the block up. Move down the system. Now it gets worse.
Yeah, worse.
Okay. Now move down to 6. Okay, so what does it tell you? Go back to the original.
It's telling me that it needs to be within my alignment where I have in my back legs, my target being.
With him standing right at the heel kick. The heel kick hits on what part of the circle?
Say the heel kicks on what part of the circle? The bottom half, the apex.
Everything. What's the apex of the circle? What's the greatest moment of impact? It's the apex of the circle. So, okay, walk it up. When you do this next move, how you shot determines the apex of the strike. Now, he wasn't there. He was out of the picture. Then, turn the body this way. Okay, there's the apex of the circle. Okay? Here, okay, unless you're going where? Okay, so targets dictate as well the apex of the circle. Okay, so there's an apex up here, but he's not that tall. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Okay, so what determines your first move you walk is the apex of the strike. Go. Okay. Now you don't want to do this, it's not a shoulder move. Sorry. Go ahead. Okay. All right, now you're in his zone of what?
I'm in his, well, my arm is in my zone of obscurity.
You're in his zone of obscurity. You're also in his zone of sanctuary.
Yes, right.
Okay. All right. Good. Now, when you do the next move, you get it. Now, he should be going down. There you go. Hold it right there. Here's the kid. Okay. And we know that the angle of incidence for this strike is particularly that's sequential alignment, right? Determined by what you degrees.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Now, come down to slow motion. The apex of this circle is right there. Drop your knee now. Okay. That makes sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, so you're working on the apex of your circles in all 10 ways. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, now, do the first one. Now, shuffle it. If you go too deep, this loses what?
Loses its steam and its power.
You lost the apex of the circle, but you went too deep. See, the apex of the circle, I'm moving down the picture, see? Picture is here,
Yeah.
okay? But you went so deep that you lost it. Okay, now what you want to do? Here's the block. From the block, I shuffle enough, okay, so I have the apex of the circle here. If I do this,
Yes, sir.
I've lost it. I moved too far down the circle for that. I'm not saying it won't work, but it won't match it. Okay. You can see that there is still some water. This is here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not that far down. Okay, now there's a danger of having my arm past this wall.
That's what, sir?
What's past this center? See this center?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I want to be here. I don't want to be here right now. I've been okay? You don't want to have your arm past the center. Keep it here. Okay? You don't want to do that. If you hit the groin, you pass the center line with your elbow, his body then becomes the fulcrum, and just roll, and he'll break my arm. Okay? That's in jiu-jitsu, you know that. So I want to keep my strike on this side of the center line, not over here. Okay? If he reacts to the balls of my arm, okay? See the dangers of it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's try it. Okay, block. Don't go so deep that you lose it.
Yes, sir.
That's safe. This puts too much stress. This is safer for you.
Yes, sir.
Good. You're not so far past the center line that you can hold it. There it is. Now, when you go down, use your knee to get him to comply so that you get a better block. Angle this. Hold this. Hold. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. Feel the difference? Did you feel that?
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, now, you're making his whole body comply by this height zone, this height zone, that height zone. Okay? Before you didn't have those height zones making you comply.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, okay, get it. When I do this, and I leave this out, and that arm happens to be up there, or he's folded in, but there's not enough in my strike to do it. And he brings that elbow up as I go to do this, okay? Which you could, okay? He's a temporalist, he knows what? Obscure link. Okay? He's a temporalist. He knows it, right? Okay. So, in root to that, I do this so that I cover his height zones with all of my height zones. Okay? So that I'm minimizing that, plus I'm giving a beautiful angle of what? because he was gay. Okay, he wasn't the gay race. Okay? All right, don't repeat that. Okay, you know why he had these? It's because he would take his mouth, go down, and then he would hook, and then fuse this to his body, and then pull this one, not this one. Okay, I know he looks retarded. He wasn't specifically designed to work with his counterbalance. He did this. And so, the same thing with this is that I have my weight fused to this. Okay? It's not so much of the movement as this as it is type. You see what I'm saying?
And I see now that this is first two, short two.
One, not too deep. Good. Now, roll this and then use it to your body. Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at that line. You see, he was like that because of this. Because of that. Now that, you just went light years ahead of yourself.
I did this one? Oh, yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You see what happens?
Yes.
Okay, now that's the difference between using just torque, which is fine. And I'll do this. It depends on what I'm showing. I'm doing this, okay? As opposed to this. Okay. Yeah. And then back. Because it's nothing more than a figure eight. It's nothing more than a figure eight.
I'll say.
Okay, good. All right. What other technique?
So with, disruptive twins, we're looking at slight, not even less than, but slight modifications, inserts. So with the way it's written, he comes in, one, and we're just really focusing on the first part, right? And I can, of course, come in here, right?
What did you just do?
Yes.
Turned into this,
Yeah.
which is the same thing we used to learn.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now it replicates itself in another technique.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Two, taking a page out of, and then this is again looking at lessons and influences of other techniques and where they can live, coming in from a snake and talent aspect and going, controlling this one with this one by coming in, right, and then snakes in my figure eight.
Yes.
And then three,
Now look what you just did.
yes,
You
right,
just did thundering hammers.
and then,
Thundering hammers is on a different plane.
yeah, that's awesome.
Okay? So that's a master key pattern, which is a constant. But when you change planes of a constant and or targets and or levels, it becomes infinite.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? It
Yes.
becomes infinite.
Yes, sir.
Okay? There's a finite amount of
Right.
these, okay, of patterns, okay, that are fixed. What's the world?
So then, if we take a page from Dominating Service,
All right, let's do.
then I'm going to do the, let's take a look down like this. One, and as I started, just like I would, I launched this up,
Exactly.
but then I placed this elbow on top here because I'm going to one, and I'm going to 1, 2, which pulls his head.
Now, okay, good. So do we Will he be? Where do you want to go?
Yeah.
We have to use this.
This.
So what will he be?
Yes, sir. Saying, trying to show the, where we're change his body now, which because of that, lifts the shoulder and creates, and it puts me, now he's looking there, his darkness, which gives me, so much that I can come in, right?
You took it down. Now, what you're doing is you're giving yourself an apex for this. See, it's still more than so. When this is here, the apex is already there for it. What you did is you also made it over here. It's still part of what? Of an ongoing system.
Exactly.
And because we can go round corners, there's a corner. And we elongate circles. So this is the perfect example of that. Okay? You can stop it. Okay? But it's still part of the circle. It's a ghost circle.
Absolutely, what you consider, which is a segue into the next piece we've been working on with this, as well as the technique of how we're talking about. Because I moved him, I now have a positional recognition. That where have I seen this before? Where has this, and where has my body lined up? Even if it's on a different part of him, because I also have our wings, I have gathering clouds. I have so much. Suppose I can look for wings and so, but
What are the patterns of those three techniques you just showed?
figure eight.
So there's that one finite pattern.
I'm in the receiver, right? Likewise, I could go into right here, thundering hammers on the other side. So by logging these angles, these master keys, individually from just as a repetition of the technique, is giving a fluency that
It goes back to this. Basic there. You stay there. Okay, camera there. Okay, now follow me. It goes to this. How many targets do I have? This way. I don't have all of the targets that are reaching, right? Some have to really reach for. Those that are out of reach, there's 7 segmented depths. Okay? These going in and going out. Some of which I have to reach unless I get right on top of this, okay? Now, the moment that I do this up the circle, how many targets do I have? Okay, so I have enough for what? 5 swords, 3 wings, here, I have enough for part of 5 swords. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. So now if I move up the circle, I got all of this. So what techniques fit here? Move up techniques fit here? Right. What else?
Unfurling crane.
Huh?
Unfurling crane fits there.
The green fits here. It doesn't fit here, it is. It doesn't maximize. See what I'm saying? Now, start moving up again, 3 o'clock. What do I have? So now I've lost those, but I've gained what? This side.
Yeah.
What techniques work on this side?
Mm-hmm.
And on and on. Now, dark's still up. Now I move up to 2. What do I have? I don't have a lot, do I? Okay, what can I do, what techniques work on this?
We could, you just come in with, if you didn't start at the beginning of it, I mean, right.
Backbreaker.
Sorry?
Backbreaker.
Backbreaker.
Backbreaker, right?
Brushing the storm.
You need a lot over here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was just here, okay? Or any technique that involved this, where you know,
The
now,
footwork.
he's still there, now I take my circle. I've lost the front, but I gained one.
Mm-hmm.
I gained the back.
Extensions.
So what techniques do I have here?
Yeah.
Leaping crane.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Backbreaker.
Yeah.
What else? You name it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm back. Now, the two on this side, now, I really have the entire back here. I got all of this buckling branches, right? Everything is through here. Now I move down to what? 9 o'clock. What techniques work from here? Yeah?
Come right in.
Mm-hmm. Brushing the storm.
Should we make specific?
Yeah, brushing the storm.
Then finally, I work myself down here and then back again. Okay, so that's what you're showing me, that you figured out. Okay? Is that if you move up the circle, your opportunities for the variables change.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Lose variables, inherit lose. Lose, inherit. Okay? And that's the way it works.
Yes, sir.
Okay? And that's how the system is set up with techniques to deal with those angles. Okay? And likewise, if he starts moving down the circle, here, it changes for me. Okay, once I was here, but now I'm in a great place for brushing the storm and lip surface. So now it starts changing for me. He moves down the circle. Okay, it's drastic.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to do this. Okay, so he moves behind me. Now what techniques do I have?
Yeah.
Thrust in the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what you're telling me is that you need to control the circle to get all the answers
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
for your sequential opportunity. Okay? Sequentially, it changes and changes and changes. All right. Once you know that you master that, you basically being started. Okay? And I'm fighting him, and then you're in the picture. And I'm fighting, and Brittany's in the picture. Okay? These are the angles that I've dealt with in my techniques. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, so now I know what are some of my pieces of techniques I can put together to do for this. If Brittany comes first with a right punch, let's say.
A right punch?
If Brittany comes
Nice choice.
first, all the way through.
All the way through.
A little more. Then it would behoove me to what? Use her as a shield in what technique?
Yeah. And
Leaping crane. Okay, so now I can use her and make him do what? Come around after me and do what? Something else that you've already learned. Okay. All right, so,
Wow.
thank you.
Thank you.
That's what you're showing.
Yes, sir.
That's what you're explaining to me at this broad view.
Yes, sir.
That makes sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that door will allow you to really move into it. Okay, and like I said, when you do a mass attack, and you want to do it, say, for a demonstration, something like that, then you've got to be able to say, I've got 5 guys here, and I see 12, 11, 1. And then 2 more over here. So I design my technique through the strategies I learned from each technique. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how you apply it. That's what
Okay.
you do. And that takes a while to get to that point. But that's what you were showing me. Okay, I was watching you move up the circle. I said, well, I can do this now because of that. Because of that. What is that? Okay, what is it? Define it. Okay, and that's what you do.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That is, that's a good lesson in itself.
Yes, sir.
It is, because you have to think multiplicity in your defense and your offense. Okay? And in a situation where you're fighting more than one person, it's no longer defense, it's all offense. Okay?
Yes, sir.
First rule of defense is take one step back. First rule of offense is take one step forward. Okay?
Yes,
For
sir.
the beginner.
Yes, sir.
For the beginner. That's it. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. Let's do the promotion. Okay? You want to hear it? You got a new bell, or we're just going to use this?
Our Lady of Kempo
Oh, there we go.
hath the belt.
There you go, sweetheart. Okay, so this is to catch you up. We should have been. And I think it's a good catch up. I think it's an appropriate promotion at the time. What I'd like you to learn further back is from 5 and 6. Particularly for the next one.
Yes, sir.
Take your time. Let them know, and in each of those forms, is your ability of dissecting. And I believe that ability was nurtured by your ministry, taught you how to read scripture and take a look at it more. Also mentioned it, okay, and I think that's helped you. I know it has helped you divide this. That's very good. Okay, take your old belt off. Hold it up like the new one. Good. And we'll place it in the past.
You're my perfectionism, sir.
So it goes back to the what? To the source. To the source. Okay? Mix the shit of the metal, which is for longevity in New York. Lots and lots of more to learn. And other things that you can think about with the metal. That's the present. The empty side will always be empty so that we have, we have room to go. Put your hands on the belt, bow your forehead through that circle, and come on up. And you'll notice that when you bow with your forehead through the circle, you're making a triangle that goes through the circle. Your head is the circle right here. This is the triangle. Creates the circle within that. That's very important. Okay, put it on. Want a key item to yank it open? Now, when Brittany gave Jill, I got my 4th degree, Jill and
Yeah.
embroidered my belt.
Yeah.
My hand, literally my hand.
Yeah.
Requires needle, a horse needle.
She had calluses. Yes.
That looks good on it. Looks very good. It's fitting.
It is.
It fits the time and grade and so forth, okay? Very nice. Everybody accepted your rank?
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody go. Yours. Good. So I get the keys to your belt?
Yes, sir.
You ready, Brett?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You got your cinnamon problems?
No, sir.
Your legs?
Yes, sir.
Sean, get behind him.
Inhale. Retain it.
Well done.
Yes.
Yep. Get him.
Mr. Brandon, nothing picky, but I would like to see you focus for your next rank on specific technique that is within each of the katas. So make sure that you not just understand all of the katas, but you actually know them inside out. So this is going to be a task. You'll have to go through those. Also, I'd like to see you get into embracing the sticks and the knives. Okay? All that for your fifth. And that will get you set so that when you are teaching higher ranks, you have the proper answers, the proper techniques, the proper structure, the proper movements within the universal pattern so that you can see that. Okay. Secondly, I'd like to see you work on your stance. I can tell by the way you're standing right now that you're not in it. Okay, so it is a posturing. If you are in the habit of standing this way, I want you to kick your heels out and make sure that they're there. Even if you're standing feet together, make sure that your feet are not out. You start training those muscles to pull you in, because when you step, you automatically do not want to see any of this. Right now it's very minor, but it makes a difference as to your degree of focus in your targeting. Okay? So, congratulations.
There we go. Very nice.
Very nice. Very nice.
Figured that out. There we go. There we go.
I get it first.
Yeah.
Do we go in tight on that?
Just tie the belt on the boat. Just tie the belt on the boat.
There you go. Get a picture of you, not kissing, but
Okay.
You know, remember, we started Kempo together in Flagstaff
34 years.
34 years ago. Started the same night.
good. Very nice. Very nice. Well,
This is a dream. It really is. It's such an honor.
Michael,
It's such an honor. I mean, try not to be a fanboy all the time, but I mean, I dreamt from high school to meet you. We did. So, I mean, it's such an honor to train with you.
it all worked out like it's supposed to.
Thank you.
You did.
Thank you for welcoming me.
Oh, shoot.
It means
And,
more than you know.
let me know when he's ready.